Now the table's clean. We can wrap the table. Wrap everything in carbon fiber. Everything. The entire garage. What's up, everybody? This is Scott with Team 512 and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be doing some interior modifications, so to speak. I want to cover all of the silver trim inside of the Grand Sport here with carbon fiber wrap. So the door panel, the button to release the door, the bezel on the steering wheel, this piece here in the center console, and the door pull over here on the passenger side. So I've never wrapped anything with vinyl before, so I had to enlist the help of a good buddy. You guys probably know who he is. We got Matty here from Matty's Garage. If you watch his channel, you can tell he does some good stuff with wrap. He's got his Colorado here. You can see it back there. There's some vinyl going on there, and as well as your C6 Corvette. He's done some things with too. So I gave him a call and said, hey, I've never done this before. You want to make the trip down here and give me a hand at the Team 512 Garage? And he graciously accepted, and now we're ready to get started. So the first thing we have to do is we have to pop off. I know, working with this interior stuff always gives me a little bit of heartburn, but we have to get it off the car, get it in the garage, and then we can start wrapping it. So let's get started. All right, you guys, we got all of the silver stuff out. Not to take off the silver here on the handle with the Grand Sport stripes. We're gonna keep that on for a couple reasons. Number one, in order to get that off, it looks like I have to take the carbon dash off, and I really don't want to do that. And number two, I like the Grand Sport stripes that are on the actual piece itself. It's kind of part of the heritage package, so at least that's what I'm telling myself, so that I don't feel compelled to take it off and wrap it. We finally got all of the parts out of the C7, and man, pulling these clips off, you guys know how much of a pain this is sometimes. And yeah, this trim piece on the driver's side door that goes up the side of the door, I broke a couple clips off. Looks like I broke one clip off. And of course it's the one at the top, so it's not gonna pop back into place. So we're gonna try to fix that before we put it back in the car. We also have the steering wheel bezel. We're gonna have to pop off the buttons here. That shouldn't be too difficult. The passenger side door release, driver's side door release, and of course the center console. Now I gotta take the shift boot off and then take these buttons out of here. And then I think we're just gonna cover this while it's on here, and we can get a nice tight seam, and we'll just cut it off right down here. Set to go. And I just thought I didn't show you guys exactly what I'm using to cover this, and here you can see, I might as well take this off because we're not going to need this anymore. You can see the gloss carbon that matches the interior pretty well, actually. Yeah, I guess the next step is to start covering. I think we're going to start with this one just because it seems like the biggest and flattest, maybe the easiest piece to cover, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, we are ready to cover this first interior trim panel, and yeah, I'm still sad about that broken clip, but I think we can do something about it. I don't think it's going to be too bad. We've got our wrap here. We have some isopropyl alcohol. We have a heat gun. You're going to need a heat gun, as well as some kind of razor knife, a pair of scissors, and a squeegee. And I think the first thing to do is just get this panel as clean as we can get it.
As clean as you can get. Normally just with alcohol and water and paper towel. The thing is, whenever you, at least my experience tells me, every time you are wrapping, if there's anything, it's like your expel. If there's anything on the bottom, like of the vinyl, is gonna make a little, or even a little bubble, or you're gonna see some imperfection. That's why cleaning is very important.
All right, well, let's get this thing nice and clean. And I would guess the edges are probably important if you're gonna be wrapping the edges too. And we also made a bit of a mess down here. Now the table's clean. We can wrap the table. Wrap everything in carbon fiber. Everything. The entire garage. One of the big concerns I had about wrapping these pieces with the vinyl was that it was going to look cheap, and I didn't want to make the interior look cheap. It's a 3LT, it's a real nice interior in the car. Guys, I gotta tell you what, it does not look cheap at all. It looks so awesome. I can't wait for all of it to be done. Matty just finished up the side piece on the door, and guys, look how good that looks. Can you see that weave? Dude, Matty killing it, showing us his abilities with the wrap. This looks great. There's like no bubbles. It almost looks like a piece of carbon fiber. Like I said, I wouldn't do this if it was gonna look cheap, but guys, this does not look cheap. It's got a couple more parts to go, and I'm still excited about this. I want to carbon fiber wrap everything, like I said earlier. All right, you guys, I just finished the passenger side handle here, or door release, and I'm gonna go ahead and install it so I can show you guys some of the fruits of our labor. Now, this is my first attempt at vinyl. I think I did pretty good. What do you guys think? Yeah, I might pull it back out and rewrap it. You know, there's some corners here that aren't beautiful, but I think once it gets stuffed down in there, it'll look fine. I just tucked the corner in, and what do you guys think? I like it better than the silver. I don't think it looks cheap at all. I may end up pulling it back out and doing a little bit better of a job. Like I said, this is the first time I ever wrapped anything with vinyl wrap, so I don't know. Leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think. Should I pull it back off and kind of tuck those edges a little bit better? We are still at it. We've got the small trim pieces done, and Matty's hammering out the center console here, and it looks awesome. I have the steering wheel bezel. These are the last two pieces to finish up, and then we're gonna get everything back into the car. And yeah, you can see here I cut it out, trimmed it around the edges of the steering wheel bezel. Got a little close up here, but I think we got enough room to work with. And so I'm gonna use the heat gun, put a couple slits in here, slits, so that we can pull it out and around the openings. We're wrapping the whole garage in carbon fiber.
I love it.
If you stay along here too long, you're going to be covered in carbon fiber.
I love it.
The steering wheel bezel is pretty much done. I mean, this is hard work, getting all these bubbles out, especially around these intricate corners, especially doing this for the first time. So I'm about to start to put some of these switches back in and see what it's going to look like, and how much work I need to do to kind of, you know, work those corners in a little bit. All right, so you can see I popped that back in, and the vinyl is kind of pushing out around it. So I'm gonna see if I can tuck it in behind here. Otherwise, we're gonna have to, you know, try it again. All right, you guys, so what I did was just heat it up, and I took the small screwdriver that I have here on the table and tucked in the vinyl wrap. I heated it up real good and then just kind of pushed it in behind the buttons, and I think it came out pretty good. The other thing is, Matty finished up the center console. What do you guys think of that? Dude, this looks so good. In fact, I have the shift boot here. Should we throw the shift boot in and see what it's gonna look like? Oh man, that is awesome. Here, just pops right in, just like that. And there we go. That's ready to go back in the car. Looks so good. Matty crushed it. Now we've got to get the drive mode select, as well as the parking brake back in here. And it's just a matter of reversing the process from earlier. And if you ever do this job, just keep in mind the parking brake overlaps. They share a hole. So you put the mode selector down first, and then the parking brake. You definitely don't want to over tighten these screws and risk snapping the plastic. All right, there you go. What do you guys think? I mean, it actually looks like a piece of carbon fiber. I'm excited to get this back in the car. Let's do that now. All right, there you go, guys. We finally put all of the pieces back in the car, and let's take a look at it in 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys, that does it for another video. Thanks for tuning in. There's so much great car, Corvette, automotive content on YouTube, so any time you spend with me on my channel is greatly appreciated. Huge shout out to my buddy Matty. Thanks for coming down and giving me a hand with putting the vinyl on the C7 interior. I think it looks awesome, and I learned a lot of great stuff from him. So if you're not already subscribed to his channel, get over there and do it now. Also, huge shout out to JT Cars Guys. You know who he is. If you're not subscribed, make sure you jump over to his channel too and give him a sub. Links down in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and leave me some comments. You guys know I love interacting with people who love cars and Corvettes just as much as I do. Till next time, see ya.